Welcome to the Footy Show here on Patreon. Ped, it's back. Like that, like the tweet. Mum, Dad. Did you see that the other day, Saturday morning? And the mum's at the bottom of the stairs. You know the one. It's back. Oh, you're not bad. Funny the way she said. Why'd you put that of your mum all over the world? But there you go. It's back. The Premier League. Back with a bang. Nothing much changes. City, Liverpool continued where they left off, winning games.
Yeah.
Everton were robbed again. Josie's not happy.
Yeah.
Even when United win.
Yeah.
So
box, tick,
all done, all early doors. People talk Liverpool have been handed the Premier League title already.
The media absolutely themselves off over teams that are not really that relevant, but they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, it's all part of the cycle of the Premier League.
It's a cycle of life.
If you'd have said the circle of Premier League, I'd have gone with it, but you threw life into it, I suppose. Life.
I think it's factually correct.
It is factually correct.
Where obviously the actual
you finished
of the song?
Well, yeah. I mean, apparently wrote that in 10 minutes.
Something to do, takes time. It's classic.
In 10 minutes, though.
Well, that's what people. We can knock videos out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, but we can't. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. We were down. We had the privilege of being down at Sky Sports the other day for deadline day.
Oh yeah.
And we'll forget everything else that happened. People now well aware of what happened. But obviously that was leading into the season. But what were your thoughts on how it was all down there, how it went down there, and the behind the scenes that we got to see?
Yeah, so. Yeah.
Feel like you're bringing the energy. Feel like you're bringing the vibe.
It was fun, wasn't it? It was
interesting, wasn't it, to see the flip side of it, and
interesting to see where your bleeding money goes.
Yeah.
Spend on Sky.
Yeah.
Subsidising people's dinners, apparently.
We didn't get that. We got sandwiches, though, to be fair.
They were nice sandwiches.
They were nice sandwiches.
They were nice.
Oh, but there was a beef stir fry that looked nice on it there.
When you wouldn't get it then?
I know. Because we didn't know what was happening.
To be fair, we didn't know what
was
happening.
They were like, we're going to get you, we're taking you here, now we're taking you there. But
didn't know what was happening from 1 minute to the next.
Exactly. Everton won deadline day. Let's reiterate that. It was good. We had Sam Allardyce off, and then all the fun started the next day, didn't it? Man United beating Leicester.
Yeah.
They weren't great, United.
No,
were they? It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, and I want to talk about them very briefly because Mourinho still seems from the outside intent on getting the sack. He just doesn't seem like he wants to be there anymore.
I don't think it's not that he doesn't want to be there. He just wants things his way, and he clearly hasn't got things his way. And I think it's leading to disruptions, within the club. It feels like he said himself, or it certainly come out that he gave a list of players, and it was almost rejected. I mean, he brought a fullback in and he brought Fred in. And that's about it, really, isn't it? Yeah. And there's been problems with Pogba.
Think he'll go?
No, I don't think he'll go. No, I don't think they'd sell because they can't buy.
Yeah, they can't replace him,
It'd be a massive thing if they didn't. I think the players at Man United want to play a certain way. I think Mourinho wants to play another way. Now, maybe if he got the players, he'd be able to play the other way. So it's almost like a cycle within the club, and it's all about power. It's all about who holds the power. Mourinho wants the power. Edward Woodward,
like Snap.
Yeah, very much like Snap. Yeah. Edward Woodward holds the power. Pogba holds the player power, and it's just a bit of. There's no. I think the difference between Man United and Man City and Liverpool is that Man City and Liverpool, it feels like there's a harmony. It feels like the whole place, both those clubs are very happy. All the players seem happy, and if there's any players who are not happy, they are not. I wouldn't say put in their place, but they understand the bigger picture. Whereas at Man United, it just seems to be battles raging, and I mean, for one, there would have been an easy way to sort that. It would have been buy the players Mourinho wanted. Which I find very strange that they didn't, because Man United are a big club, huge establishment, they've got money, so why didn't if they've got a manager, surely you trust your manager, and if he asks for players, you let him have those players. Ferguson no one would have ever questioned Ferguson. No one ever questioned him when he bought Eric Jemba, or anyone.
On for 28.
Yeah, they just went. Yeah, you're our manager. We trust you, and that's where I think that's where Man United there seems to be a problem, and I just wonder whether it will ever be sorted. You've just got to trust Mourinho, haven't you? Surely.
Well, if you've invested in him, which they have, and you've brought him in, and you say you're backing him, and he's won a couple of trophies for you as well already. Okay, last season didn't go to plan, but they still finished second, and so you want them to kick on. If that's what you're after, you're looking to kick on.
Isn't that the mad thing? Is that no one's talking about Man United to win the league?
No,
everyone's talking about Liverpool could win the league, but Liverpool have invested really well and have gone after the places they needed to invest in, and have bought very well. But no one's saying Man United can win the league.
No,
because no one feels like they can.
And yet, I suppose if you broke down their squad, it's still very talented.
I don't know. I don't think it is, personally.
Yeah, I do. I still think they've got more.
I think they've got a lot of top attacking options, but you can only fit so many on the pitch. I think midfield, they still lack a little.
That's a good player.
I still think they lack an X-factor player in midfield, someone who can open up defence. I know Pogba's very good, but what I mean, I don't think he's the player to do it. I just look at all the other teams. I look at City and I think of the fact that they've got De Bruyne and they've got 2 Silvers, and they're just fantastic. And Liverpool have got the front 3 who work very hard now, have been complemented by that midfield. And look at Man United and I think of all the attacking options, but all their attacking options need to be fit. Fit. So there needs to be the ball to get to them. There needs to be that player in midfield, and I don't see that. I think Pogba's great on the ball and runs really well with the ball and can arrive late in the box, but I don't see anyone who can pick the pass. And at the back, I think at centre back there's still a lot of question marks. Shaw had a decent game the other night, but he's got to keep that up now. Right back, I think there's a lot of question marks.
But if you look at them, they've got the best keeper in the world in goal, or certainly one of them.
Yeah, of course.
One of them. Shaw's decent, I think.
It's decent enough though.
Well, listen, when he got Southampton, a lot of people were talking him up, going it's the best thing. He's had a poor couple or 3 years, but he's come back. He's in shape. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks hungry. He would
look hungry, wouldn't he?
He scored the other night, so you've got to see how he plays out. You've got Smalling, regardless of whether you think he's good, bad, and different. Played a lot of games in the Premier League and is decent enough. Jones is decent enough there. Is that
you're coming out with decent enough? That's not. You're a team who's got to overhaul Manchester City.
Yeah.
One of the best teams I've ever seen in the Premier League.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. They've got to overhaul them. And this Man United team with Ferguson would, in many Premier League years, would have won the Premier League with what they've got. But you look at the Man United team that Ferguson left for Moyes, and it just won the league. It wasn't that good a team.
No, was it? It was him, wasn't it?
He got everything out of it.
This is the challenge. I think to win the league, you're gonna have to get above 90 points, because City will. So, can United get 90 points? Can Liverpool get 90 points? It's a lot to make up.
If you
out of the two, I would say Liverpool.
All right, let's just throw out those top 3 at the moment, right? Even though Liverpool finished 4th last season, but you know what I mean. If we were playing Man City on Saturday, what would you think?
I think it'd be a very tough game.
You think we'd get beat, wouldn't you? Heart to heart. No, come on.
At Goodison.
No, just humour me, right? If we were playing Man City,
okay,
you think we would get?
The chances are.
You'd write it off, wouldn't you? Right. If we were playing Liverpool on Saturday, you'd do the same.
But that's a different.
You do the same.
Different reason.
You do the same. You just think if we were playing Manchester United on Saturday, I think we'd have a chance.
You'd fancy it. Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not scared of Man United as such anymore, because I think the type of football they play gives you a chance. But the others, but that's what I'm saying.
Scared of Spurs?
More than I am of Man United. But the point being is,
no, I'm just asking.
The point
being
is,
through the lit. He's scared of Chelsea.
The point being is, right, is that I think Chelsea, City and Liverpool have almost got the, well, they've got that aura back.
Yeah.
No one thinks they can go to Anfield and win now. I don't think. I think a lot of teams are, and that they're already beaten. They're already beaten before they played them. But I still think that look at Leicester at the first game of the season. They went there and they went down after 2 minutes, but they had to go on. I don't think that air of inevitability about getting beat is there with Man United at the moment, and that's what they need to create. And I just think that United play Brighton at the weekend. At Brighton, I think Brighton have got a chance of winning that because they beat them last season and get the crowd behind them, and if they can, because what the other two do is they get you straight away and they do that and they just force you back and they just don't allow you to come out. Man United don't do that. They just don't do that for me. I think that's what has to change at Man United, is that they go into games and they're just like that in your face straight away, and I don't see that because I just don't think they've got the talent to do that. But Man City and Liverpool, they have, and that's the difference. Liverpool beat West Ham 4-0 and it's not. Did anyone think it was going to end up any different?
No.
Exactly.
No, but that's a bit of both. A, because Liverpool are really good, and B, because West Ham, I think, are really a crap.
No, I know, but I still think West Ham would turn up at Old Trafford and feel like they had a little bit more of a chance. I just think that's what I'm saying. I feel like the top two have created this aura around them and actually the funny thing about City is the only ones who actually don't feel like that about City are Liverpool. So and then Man United mightn't feel the same about Liverpool, or Chelsea might feel. So it's a strange one. Very interesting.
What did you make of Chelsea? Because that was a tricky opener, I suppose, if you look at it, because they won up at Huddersfield. You know, they'd stayed up, they were buoyed. I know they haven't really strengthened.
They've bought
Huddersfield. They've bought players, but they haven't bought again the final third, the goal scoring department. But I watched quite a bit of this, and Chelsea was just looked very good, looked very strong.
I think Chelsea will be a lot better for one reason. Again, harmony in the camp. You already seen Willian coming out saying, I wanted to go. If he'd stayed, I wanted to go. I think a lot of Chelsea players are still very resentful that they sold Costa. I think a lot of them are. I think a lot of them feel like he was a big part of how they played. The way Hazard played, the way Willian played, he was the player up front who just brought loads of people into the game. And I think a lot of them are really resentful of that, and that's why a lot of them didn't like him. He tried to bring his own players in and it didn't really work. Don't really have the same attributes as Costa. And then this fella wants to play different football. He wants to play attacking football. He brought Jorginho into the middle of the park. That would be interesting to see. I thought for a tricky opener like Huddersfield, who don't forget finished the season very well to keep themselves up. Went to Stamford Bridge, didn't he, in the last week and got a draw, wasn't he?
Got a draw,
and I thought it was a very professional performance, and I think that's the thing with Chelsea. They don't win leagues by being brilliant. They win leagues by being professional,
functional, aren't they?
Very functional. And I think if this lad, listen, Sarri's it's going to be hit and miss. He wants to play good football. That mightn't fit every player at Chelsea as such, but I think it'll be the way he had Napoli playing. It was very hipster football, but it was like Klopp hipster football. They didn't win anything. So it'll be interesting to see, but I do think that they'll be back in the mix this season, just because everyone will be happier.
Well, they proved that, didn't he? Mourinho won the league. He upset them. They fell off. They weren't interested. Conte come in and they picked it up, and then won the league. He upset them. They dropped off, and now if Sarri can pick them up, which it looks like he's doing at the minute. Now it's very, very early days, but I just thought it was a tricky game to go there and win 3-0. You know, Ross Barkley thought done all right as well at times at the weekend, so they looked like a good side. Arsenal, great chance for Emery to put a marker down day one. It's a tough game, obviously. City are a wonderful side, but you're at home, you're thinking, go out, give a good account of yourself. City didn't even have the full strength team and still beat them at a cancer. Absolute cancer.
But
this is not just a store. This is, we know your size and style.
Okay guys, you want to sort that out on professionalism.com there? What I would listen, I think the job Emery's got at Arsenal is huge.
Yeah.
It really is huge. He's brought in very functional players. He hasn't brought in exciting players, he's brought in functional players, but that's what's needed. Emery's style is a complete 180 for Wenger, and he's got to get all those players. There's two jobs to actually do at Arsenal. It's to get a lot of players who are really comfortable, right? I take someone like Hector Bellerin, right? I've never got it. I don't. Yeah. I don't see it.
He's just very fast.
I just don't see what. But for me, he's just.
He hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done anything to be like, oh, look at this amazing player.
Yeah.
But it's like you get all these rave reviews and you're like, no, I don't see it.
Yeah.
And they've got loads of players like that. I think that are who have just been like living off little moments. And maybe you don't see it because we don't watch them all the time. But that's the difference, isn't it? When you've got a top player, you see it all the time, whether you watch them or not, because you get to see all those moments. But with Arsenal, I don't see it. Ozil, I just don't see it. He's one of those players that Arsenal fans will be able to go, well, look at these stats, and you go, yeah, but where's his highlight reel? Do you know, like the top? I know, like there's a running joke about like YouTube videos and stuff of footballers, but the top players do have like an absolute amazing highlight reel that you can just go, look at this. Ozil just doesn't do that.
I think the problem with Ozil is, what's his default setting? What is it? Because you see him
not German.
You see him, you watch him, you go, does he just ghost around the pitch and not do anything one week, and is he amazing the next week, or does he ghost around the pitch most weeks, and the odd week he pulls? Is he the match of the day player? Is he that player that you'll see and go, oh, what a player?
I don't even think he's that.
No,
he's just.
He started off very well, didn't he? He had assists,
but they've got loads of those players.
Faded, haven't he?
It's like, and they don't. For me, I don't think that enough Arsenal players see it. Like, they can go in the middle of the park. Granit Xhaka, he's fucking rubbish. He's rubbish. He's so average.
Bang average.
And they've got a lot of those players, and that's what
they've let Wilshere out the door. I'm not Wilshere's biggest fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I think I'd rather have him over Xhaka. At least he knows about the club and he could go past it at the ball. Xhaka.
I think it's going to take time. I think the manager's going to have to just get himself established first and start doing things. I think little things like the goalkeeper. Peter Cech should never have been in goal on Saturday. For me, he's done.
I think so.
Oh, I think he's done.
Made a good save though from the free kick.
No,
and then it was a penalty.
It's nice for him.
Then there was a leg breaking tackle. Yeah. There's nothing was given.
Straight leg, was it?
Straight leg. Was it mid shin.
Aggressive.
Force was used.
Yeah.
But in real time, it was just reacting to a challenge.
Yeah.
But when you slow it down, stop it, his boots like that on the shin, like you can do with any tackle.
Weird that, innit?
It's weird. But you know, listen. I think I was just expecting a little bit more fight. I wasn't expecting them to beat City because City are brilliant, but I was thinking first game, it's a good chance this, might catch City slightly off guard. And you know what? I think these tournaments, like playing in America and that, means that these top teams are generally hitting the ground running day one. That's how it looks.
Well, Arsenal went to Singapore, didn't they? And they were in the ICC, but in the Asian version of it. So they've played tough games.
And they played like Ireland.
They played like Paris Saint-Germain and stuff like that. Listen, Man City.
It's day one though, isn't it?
Man City's just a very good side.
Well, they are.
And,
one of the best.
And there's nothing you can do about them at times. They're just very good front and back.
Yeah, no, it's fair. They'll be better teams than Arsenal. I'm just saying that. I was just expecting something a little bit different, I think, from Arsenal the weekend, and it was it seemed very much like a Wenger, like limp.
But that's going to be the case.
There'll be a hangover, of course.
That's going to be the case for a while till Emery really
gets his influence on them.
It's going to take a few transfer windows.
Bulked a few of them up, to be fair.
Yeah.
They look like
the crazy.
They look like they're definitely on that. That where Wenger gave them half a glass, they're having freaking 3 under him, giving it the Al Hulk. Teams promoted teams. For all of the teams in the middle, and of course there is, but there was a lot of fuss made of not Cardiff there's no
fuss made of Cardiff.
Cardiff will be up, will do the business, and will probably go back down because I don't think they've got enough goals in them. But if you look at the likes of Fulham and Wolves, a lot of people, certainly on Friday of last week, we even heard it down at Sky on Thursday, I think these two are going to do really well. Come up, Fulham played Palace, were done 2-0, it could have been more. Palace were more than comfortable. And Everton, for me, would have beaten Wolves 11v11 quite comfortably. Wolves didn't really do anything in the game, and that was them playing at their peak. So, what did you make of that? Were you surprised about how much nonsense was spouted beforehand? Do people just not understand
money
football?
Money was spent, wasn't it? A lot of money was spent by the two clubs. Fulham was slightly unlucky. I think they should have had a penalty at 1-0, and who knows what would have happened. But they weren't really that much of a threat. Palace turned up, rolled them over 2-0. It's going to take time for these clubs as well, because if you spend a lot of money, you get a lot of new players on the pitch. It's going to take time to gel. It's what happens in that time, though. It is gelling, and you've got to deal with suspensions and injuries and stuff as well. So I think Fulham going to have to win their own games.
Yeah,
they've never been brilliant on the road. Let's not forget they only got up through I say only, but they got up through the playoffs. So it's not like they got up there on
smashing anybody or whatever. Yeah.
But what I would say, going back to what you said about Cardiff, at least people are giving them a chance to stay up. Cardiff haven't really given themselves a chance to stay up. No. They've decided not to invest. Maybe that's because, listen, the financial stability of the club is just not there. The owner just doesn't have the money to throw around, and is thinking, well, let's wait and see. Let's see where we are in January. Maybe we'll spend a little bit of money then if it's capable of keeping us up. So you can understand that. But again, Wolves have spent money and brought players in that were on loan last year and kept them there. But for me, Wolves just weren't really for large parts of that game. They just really weren't a threat, and at times Everton with a little bit more ambition, and if Everton was just a little bit better, would have cut them open quite easily. And
without having to do anything.
Yeah, and Wolves were they were all pretty and it was all lovely passing, but at times it just didn't go anywhere. All Everton had to do was drop 10 yards back and just defend the 18-yard box, and
it was done.
It was fine. And I mean, the irony is that obviously the second goal comes from a deep cross, but that's after they've changed it all about, but then left themselves open at the back because of that. So, which we really should have scored again. We should have had the chance for Nias later on when Coleman's put it too far. But you're right, going back to what you said before, you're right, people just don't appreciate the gap. No. It's fucking huge. It's a huge gap.
Teams trying to do it in the Premier League, who were established, and look at us trying to close the gap on the top six, and we've had money, we're up there all the time, and it's hard for us.
You can understand, listen, but what I would say is, though, you can understand there's 6 teams and then there's another 14 teams.
Yeah.
Now what we need to do is almost, we're talking about default settings, is going right, there's 6, and then we know most years we're going to hit 7th, and then that's the base we build on to get to there.
To the rest, yeah.
So you're not worrying too much about what's behind you, and that'll happen most of the time. Yeah. But what I would say is that those teams coming up, or the ones who spent, have probably gone, well, look at Huddersfield all 3 teams stayed up last year. Why did they stay up? Because they put money in the summer to try and stay up. With a couple of more wins, all of them could have easily got top 10. Newcastle did get top 10, didn't they? You've got teams like Bournemouth, who've been up this is their 3rd year now. Don't really look at a threat.
No, they don't look at a threat either way.
Yeah. Watford, loads of people tipping them for relegation. I think they'll be
strong.
Watford. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, mid-table.
So what everyone's seen is, if you invest money, you can easily stay up,
and that's fine.
If you invest a lot of money, then maybe you'll hit the next bit.
Well, maybe if the pundits are gone, you know what, they could get they could be safe, comfortably safe mid-table and through coming up, and that's a great season for a promoted side, regardless of what they've spent. But it was all this nonsense that they're pushing for Europe, and it just makes me think people haven't got a clue what they're talking about, because you're jumping from this level to this level, because that's what it is. Even there to there is tough. Jumping, trying to finish above. Listen, Huddersfield, whether they're good, bad, indifferent, I've got a year. They know it. They know it all. They work hard. They'll give it a fight. Teams from last season that stayed up, like you just said, Bournemouth being here for a few seasons, good side. Am I worried about Bournemouth finishing above Everton? No. But are Bournemouth a good side? Yeah. Will we have a tough game in a couple of weeks? Too bloody right we will. Because they're a good side. They're not good enough at the moment to challenge at that top end, but they're a good side. But people were putting them comfortably below Fulham and Wolves, and you're going, the disrespect you're showing to those teams is mad. It's absolutely mad for me. It's you know, I just can't get my head around it. It's people who watch the game should know better, and they don't.
Yeah, but the people
they see money and go.
The people who are talking about it though are people in the media, and it's their job.
Of course, it is to build a story.
To build up these teams to make it look like it's the Premier League's amazing. Then people jump in and go, "Oh, you know what? They might have a chance because that expert over there."
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
and you only have to.
We spoke to a couple of experts the other day. They didn't have a clue what was going on. They literally didn't have a clue with most teams.
Well, you don't have to listen to the telly to listen to, like, you've got people there talking about. I mean, Andy Inchcliffe was on Sky on deadline day saying Luca Dean was going to push Seamus Coleman for right back. You know, Sam Allardyce doesn't even know the nationality of Yerry Mina.
Didn't know the nationality of Jens Ocean. Didn't know where he bought him.
And he bought him. He didn't know where he bought him from.
One thing he didn't. Paul Mason said.
But these are the experts.
Paul Mason said Watford's best player was
somebody who's on loan.
Sabat or whatever his name is, who played the first 3 games and went to Legans the whole season.
These are the people who you're getting told are the experts, and they haven't got a clue.
No,
they haven't got a clue.
I suppose. I mean, we've said it a million times, but it's why the fan stuff.
It's we're here, isn't it? It's why we're here.
We're here because of that. Because we were fed up of Everton getting ignored. That's why we were here. That's why we started, because it was nonsense. And now it's going bum bum bum, because people are going, you know what? I'd rather listen to them Liverpool fans talking about, or the Dead City fans, or the United fans, or the Tottenham, because they're telling me about my club. You know, they know what they're talking about. Whereas Paul Mason sat in a Sky studio and knows nothing about Everton, absolutely nothing. You know, so
and doesn't want to know anything.
And doesn't want to know. No. So he's pissed off since Mashiri went. He loved us before Mashiri left Arsenal. He used to go on about us. Right, I'm just going to take the unprecedented thing if we're just going to go through some stories before we finish, because it's probably the easiest way to do it. Liverpool report Salah to the police. What did you make of that? Liverpool themselves.
Right, well, hang on, can I ask you? Right,
go ahead.
So the story originally is Salah driving down the street.
Yeah.
People knocking on his windows asking him for autographs and stuff. What do you think of that? Like, I think it was away from Melwood or the ground.
It's after the game, wasn't it?
So, what do you think about that personally?
About fans asking him?
No, about his reaction.
I don't know whether I'd be opening my window to people banging on me window.
I wouldn't be opening. If I was a
could have been Evertonians.
If I was a footballer,
couldn't he?
Right,
and he might have been worried.
If I was a footballer, and listen, of course, there's other permutations in this as well. He's a very highly regarded footballer. He's also Muslim, which you've got to throw into the equation, right? He's had a summer where he's ended up doing some propaganda for fucking some mad Ukrainian or Russian Luna Bob, right? If someone just started knocking on my window, I would probably just go, no, I feel safe in here. Who's to say?
Anything.
Anything could happen. The club have obviously told him not to do stuff as well. So who's to say that he's getting filmed doing something and the club to go, well, we're going to have to discipline you? Or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he hasn't. He's used the old I'm on the phone trick. And then, for whatever reason, the club have forwarded it to the police.
Maybe being responsible, because he is driving with his phone in his hand, which
fair.
isn't the cleverest thing to do.
No, excuse me.
But then someone's filming him and filming the phone, aren't they? And it is what it is. But it is mad. But from his point of view, you're right. It's you don't know what someone's gonna do when they're banging on your car window. Yeah,
I understand when you go to Finch Farm or whatever. They'll stop outside sometimes and they'll open the window, and that's fine because you're in familiar surroundings, and you know that if anything bad was to happen, the security guards, and you can just reverse and you're in Finch Farm, whatever. But if you're on the public street, you're not. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. So,
fair play. Man United considering appointing Van der Sar as their director of football.
Yeah, interesting one.
See Marino working with it.
It's someone that they don't really have. They have a director of football, so they have that role at Man United of chief executive has always been highly regarded.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem to have a good relationship with Edward Woodward, so maybe having someone.
Moyes didn't either with him, did he?
So maybe having someone in between who understands football, who can relay that message.
Yeah.
You would think a club like Man United would have a director of football.
Yeah. The way it's
Marino said the other day himself, he said we're the head coaches now. We're not managers. And that's the way it's going. And Van der Sar's a very intelligent man. Obviously,
he's got the United connection, hasn't he?
Was at United. The Dutch, as we know, have used that director of footballs for a very long time, and understand the business side of football because they've had to, because their clubs have always had to sell.
Always had to sell, don't they? Because they don't get the revenue we get here. So. And we're seeing it with Marcel Brands at Everton. That if you've got someone who knows the job, it makes it a lot easier. Misha Richards set to be released from his £35,000 a week Aston Villa deal. 665 days and £3.3 million in wages since his last appearance for them.
Ridiculous. This is what is wrong.
Almost 2 years.
This is what's wrong with football, isn't it?
He's only 30.
This is what is wrong with football. Is that you can sit on your arse for a couple of years. But why did he sit on his arse in the first place? Was it something like a trigger or something? Because I get the feeling he might have sat on his arse because if he played one more game, it would have triggered some kind of appearance money.
Suffered a serious knee injury against Wolves on October 15, 2016, and he's apparently not been in contention to return since then. So his knee's basically wrecked.
That well,
isn't it? And then he was last seen in the Villa squad in September 2017. He was an unused substitute in the Carabao Cup.
Going to punditry.
Well, like Big Vic. Vic is there. It's not great, but he's there.
It just shows you, doesn't it, though, that
the
money you can make. These footballers
without doing anything.
3.3. Having a bit of a reputation.
£3.3 million.
Having a bit of a reputation, bouncing around a few clubs, getting a good move, getting good wages at the right time at a club, and next minute, you've made it. You've done your money. Incredible.
Wolves have a 7-year plan. This year it's to finish in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then it's to win the Champions League in 7 years.
Okay, fair play to them.
Fair enough. I'm not even going to give that any more airtime.
No.
It's ridiculous. Tottenham's move delayed again due to critical safety issues as they trigger payment to stay at Wembley.
Yeah, I mean,
for the season.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not really good that when the wind blows, the stadium wobbles. But now listen, this could be anything, couldn't it? This could be.
The grounds cost £850 million.
I think a lot's been made of this, but I think it could be anything, couldn't it? It could be absolutely anything within the ground. It's a very highly complex operation. Don't forget as well, what complicates Tottenham's ground is the pitch.
Yeah.
The roll-on, roll-off pitch for the American football. There's a lot of moving parts, literally, in this stadium.
Yeah.
And it's very complicated, so it's obviously just not ready yet. and that's it. I think it's been blown out of all proportion. I think it really has. I think it's
doesn't it apparently contravene Premier League rules?
No,
to play at huge stadiums.
It does and it doesn't. It does, but they got special dispensation from the
FA,
which is fine because you can.
Oh, well, no, I'm just saying.
You can understand why, because the Premier League are like, look at our new shiny toy, this new ground. They want that. They want the new ground. They want all that. So they're not asked. They get a couple of games at Wembley and then
they're straight. And then October it's going to be Liverpool, and the Cardiff games have now been moved to Wembley.
It'll just be interesting to see if it has any detrimental effect on Spurs' season. But they've played at Wembley before, so it's interesting. Though, it just shows you that these things don't always run to plan.
Yeah,
you know, even at the the 11th hour, there's still going to be complications because these things are massive. Fucking hell! Go and look at our hospital in town.
Yeah. God, yeah.
From the outside, it looks like a perfectly good building. There's nothing inside it.
No, absolutely.
These things happen, and whatever it is, they'll get it fixed, and then
they will. They'll get it sorted. They're playing Fulham at Wembley on Saturday in their first home game. What about this one? Premier League clubs no longer reliant on fans coming to games, with half still in profits, even if the stadiums are totally empty.
Well, then lower the price of the tickets then.
If that's the case,
lower the price of tickets.
Research shows just how reliant these clubs are on TV revenue.
The flip side of that, though, is what if the TV money isn't always there?
Well, I don't think it would be as much if these stadiums were empty.
I read today that Amazon have, and this will sound stupid, but Amazon have bought the rights to Serie A in India. I know that's a bit convoluted, but again, they're dipping the toe, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going.
They've got around the games in December.
But that's a test. It's not this December.
Is it next December?
This is the last year of the contract, so it's dipping your toe, and seeing that might mean anything. That might mean anything to us, Serie A in India, but they're going to have to produce those games and get them out.
And see how it goes.
And see how it goes. So all it is for them is a test ground to see how it works.
Yeah.
And then if it
beta, Amazon beta
or a beta,
whatever you
so what that's saying to them, right? How do we do this? They already have on a Thursday night in the UK. Well, everywhere I think they have NFL. Again, it's a test ground.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that might increase the price, but the last TV deal went down. Didn't go up.
Yeah, they went down in the end overall.
These Sky and BT didn't go in for some packages, so there's less money to spend there.
Yeah.
Will these other places bump it up? We don't know, because if Sky and BT can't afford it all, and these ones aren't going to afford it all yet, because they're not going to jump in with 2 feet and go, we're buying everything. So there might be a thing that, okay, it's not yet, we know it's not yet, it's going to be another 3 years till there's another TV deal, but it's going to be interesting to see in 3 years, or what the trade-off is. I mean, for me, the trade-off's going to be, I think, eventually every game is going to be live, and every game is going to be, every slot will be sold, just to cater for the market when YouTube and Amazon and all these other ones coming forward. So
I think you're right, but interesting just to know that what we've said anyway is that they don't need the fans.
Bring the ticket. Well, you do need the fans.
No, you do, but I mean financially they don't.
But then bring the tickets down. Bring the tickets down. Bring the tickets down.
Of course.
Bring the tickets down.
Vieira confirms Balotelli had decided he wants to leave. What a surprise. He's got a year left on his current deal, and he's looking to force his way out before the end of the transfer window. He'll just want to move on again.
Funny lad, but
he'll want to go back to Milan or something.
Stay there. You're doing well. You're scoring goals. You're relevant to someone. Don't self-sabotage something that is going well for you.
But that's what he does.
You big tit.
That's what he does, doesn't he? Gabby has hit out at Courtois for joining Real Madrid, because he was at Athletic for 3 years. Feels betrayed.
Right.
Because Mick wants him to go back to Atletico.
Well, he's not going to go back to Atletico, is he? That doesn't he mind his own bleeding business?
I'm just giving you. I'm literally just giving you the headlines.
Okay.
Barkley hails pivotal Jorginho as former Everton midfielder looks to cement his place in the,
That's not going to happen, is
the
it?
midfield. Okay. England midfielder Loftus-Cheek set for loan switch to Schalke.
Interesting.
Involved on Saturday.
English players seem to be getting liking the old German market. I don't know why, but
I wonder why we didn't take him.
Because we got Gomez.
Yeah, but even so. Odegaard set for Real Madrid exit after being left out of the Super Cup. This is the kid that went a few years ago for the 16-year-old who he said
the Norwegian.
Norwegian. 3 years later, he's still not doing anything. It looks like he's been sent out on loan again to the couple of.
He's only 19.
But I think when they got him, the hope was he'd be forcing his way in, but he's not even in squads and stuff now. Inter Milan make Balde their 8th summer signing,
and they're still trying to get Dingo, aren't they? Modric.
And yet
still trying to get Modric on that mad deal. And I think all the Croatian players at Inter Milan did a tweet last week where it was like they were all back and they had the flag and it just said who's missing on the bottom of it. So Modric wants to go because I think there's 4 Croatians there already. And Inter obviously looking to have a go this year at Juve, but we'll wait and see if that happens. And obviously Ronaldo scored his first goal for Juve as well, in a small friendly. So yeah, it's good. I think the Italian league's actually shaping up to be a decent one this year. Milan are buying everyone again. Roma, wheeling and dealing. Juve obviously added Ronaldo, which makes, and Inter had a good side as well. So Napoli obviously lost the manager, and I brought Tingo in from Chelsea's ex-manager Ancelotti. So it could. The only problem is where is it actually on telly in this country? I don't know.
It's in India.
Let's find it in India on Amazon.
Go.
Yeah,
there you go. But just reading Newcastle and Tottenham fans calling for Sissoko to be given a lifetime ban after there was like he stamped on a Newcastle player the other day. Both fans want him banned for life. That's
great.
Sounds a bit like the Schneiderlin effect last year. It just says Real Madrid fans would rather he sacrifice Benzema than Modric.
What, like literally?
Just literally
like Wickerman?
Just the Wickerman, put him there and burnt him.
Well, what were you saying before about the UEFA and the goal of the season from last season?
Yeah.
And Gareth Bale's
goal's not in it. Eriksen's is for Denmark against the Republic of Ireland. Ronaldo's is in it at Juve.
Against Juve.
But Bale's in the
Bale's goal in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Champions League final goals of all time. An overhead kick which effectively turned the game.
Yeah.
To make it 2-1.
That's it.
He's not included. What a load of nonsense. Right, that's the goal of the season.
Right, so is
there an arm drag of the season?
I don't know, we'll see now.
Okay.
It's basically Lucy Bronze, Leon 1, Man City 0.
Never heard of it.
Olga Carmona,
Isn't that a toilet?
Maybe. Alessandro, another futsal goal. Elliot Embleton, under 19 England player. Christian Eriksen for Denmark against the Republic of Ireland. Paolo Estrella, excuse me, UEFA Youth League group
what
stage.
a load of bollocks!
Eva Navarro, women's under 17.
Oh, get to fuck!
Gonzalo Ramos, under 17. Ricardino, futsal.
What a load of shite!
And Ronaldo for the
So
some of them are played inside.
Futsal,
which is boss, but it can't
under
go in
17s. And Ronaldo's goal in the Champions League final. What a load of shit. Fuck off, UEFA, you fucking bunch of corrupt bastards.
And Dimitri Payet.
Fuck off.
Who's just...
There you have it. Let's leave it there.
That's berserk.
That's nonsense.
Absolute nonsense. The story about Willian, what you said before, saying he'd have gone.
Yeah.
Zidane, linked again with Manchester United. What did you make of Gerard Piqué retiring from international football? 31.
He hates Spanish footy, doesn't he?
He does.
He does, doesn't he? He's a Barca boy, so he hates them, and he's took a lot of flack before and after the World Cup, and he's probably just thinking, I've got the set.
Yeah,
why am I asked? I'm going home to Shaqiri.
I know. You want to stay with there, don't get as much. You don't want to be going away.
Exactly.
Their hips don't lie. And you want to make sure that they don't. You want to make sure they're not lying with someone else.
Exactly.
They leave us away all the time. That's literally about it. But I'm going to finish with Wayne Rooney.
Oh,
The only place I think we can finish, to be fair. DC United 2, Orlando City 2. 95th minute, a corner to DC United.
yeah.
Why the fuck is the DC goalie?
Why did you go on Trump?
Up? Because I can't believe
I
at
can't.
2-2
I can't.
he's gone up for the corner.
We've got to win the game.
No, they want to win a game because they're trying to get to the playoffs, aren't they? And it's like a now.
If they got
or
beat,
never.
it meant nothing, wouldn't it? Apart from the
So he goes up, corner gets headed out, and Orlando have a break on, and it comes out to the left hand side, and Wayne Rooney puts on the afterburners.
Yeah, he
and
did.
Somehow runs and puts in a high collision, as they called it. Brilliant challenge. Wins the ball. So if you haven't seen it,
There's
the
an open
Orlando plays running, the goal's open. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he doesn't just hit it and run after it. But Rooney makes an unbelievable tackle, gets up, and then carries the ball forward.
And then he does what is known in American football as a Hail Mary. So it's essentially in the last minute of a game,
Yeah.
or the last second of a game, when you just throw the ball, basically, and that's what he does. He
Into
just
the
Hail
mixer,
Marys it into the mixer. And the lad who just scored,
Costa, yeah.
Costa, who scored a couple of goals, the keeper comes out and then gets stuck in no man's land, and that just gives him the chance to header it in. But the whole period of play is just... Do you know what? What I love about this, though, is that it's something that we absolutely, as English people or British people, love.
Yeah.
And other people might go, what's good about that? You might see the most... in other countries, you see the most spectacular 27 pass goal. It was quintessentially British. This,
yeah, it was, sure.
and I loved it. I loved the fact that Wayne basically said, it was a corner. He said he seen the keeper come up and he was like, "Hang on." So he said he purposely just held back in case probably thinking, well, if the ball comes out the area, I'll smash it in. I've got the quality. Probably a little bit tired as well. And over the last few weeks, he's had his nose broke about 4 times as well, by the way. And then the ball comes out, and as you say, as soon as the lad gets it, if he just pops it, he's got an open goal. But Rooney just somehow finds the energy to make the challenge, and then the way he strides up the line and just and it's quality as well. It's a quality ball. And what sort of tempered it was actually they went to VAR to see if it was
a foul.
To see if he was offside.
Oh,
because he'd already disallowed a DC United goal, which I thought was offside, but he said he was giving it, and to make it 2-1. And then he went to VAR again for this, so they were all like waiting on the halfway line, and like Rooney was just crouched down, knackered. And then it was just funny, the interview afterwards, just like an American woman, and she was like, the way they talk was like, they don't just go, "How do you feel, Wayne?" She was like, What was going through what was your mindset as you engaged the ball there? Like proper like analytical view of it when Wayne's like, "I just seen the goal." He was like, "What are you doing?" That's basically what he was like. He was like, "I seen the keeper come up," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to just drop back a bit here." It was brilliant. But she was like, "What was going through your mind at that exact moment?" It was like, oh my god.
I just want a steak.
I just want to lie down, please. So no, it was brilliant. He's had a great start, to be honest.
He has. He had the 2 assists in that game.
He's been playing up front and he's looked class, and he's driving them on as well. You can see that they've just moved into the new stadium and they're still bottom, but you know what? They're only like 2 wins off getting like going up 4 places.
Yeah.
And I don't think
they can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, they haven't been beaten at home yet. I think they've only been beaten once at Atalanta, who were amazing side. And I think what's helped them is that a lot of the games, because he's on the East Coast, a lot of the games are played on the East Coast. Whereas if you play on the West Coast, not only have you got to deal with the West Coast, but you've also got to go to places like Columbus, and Colorado, and places like that, which have the altitude and going up to Canada, and there's a lot of travelling. Whereas where he is,
there's a lot of clubs.
There's a lot of clubs around, so it's not too bad, the travelling. They've also got a lot of home games because they played a lot of away games before he arrived there. So he's got all that as well, which is all good. It's a good chance for him to settle in. And I think he's loving it. I think he's loving the freedom. I think he's loving the fact that he is...
Go out and walk about.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is that the fact that he is
the main man,
the clear leader in the dressing room, and he's not making a big deal out of that. I think he's like thriving on that. I think he's thriving on that. He's the fact that, you know, I think he finished the game with like the captain. I don't know if he started.
He was captain.
Yeah. So he's captain, and I think everyone appreciates that, and everyone's gone on to that. And it's not just. And I think the other thing, I'm just reading Twitter around the time, is a lot of sort of like, I wouldn't call them influential, but a lot of bloggers and a lot of people over there are like, this lad wants it. He wants this. He hasn't just turned up for like you know, take the money and just finish career off. A lot of them are like, who does that in the last minute of a game? Who does that? That is the kind of thing that will inspire your teammates.
Well, that's what he is, though, isn't he? He's got that footy desire. I've seen a few people going, yeah, he'll run for them, but he didn't run at all for Everton last year, and you're just like, yeah, they've been down without him, let's be honest. But no, it was brilliant. It was brilliant to see. I'm made up. He's doing well. Absolutely made up, and I hope it continues, because I do, because I want to do it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Finishing on a high with a brilliant cameo of play.
Word up.
Check it out if you get the opportunity to. There you go. That's us done for the week on the Footy Show. Tell your mates to subscribe. Why not? Nothing better to do. See you next week.